It's Dizzy. I'm out at the farm. I'm busy doing some work. I'm not quite done. I still have a little bit more to do. But I'm going to admit that I'm a bit tired and it'll have to be done later. You might notice, don't know how well you can see it, I have once again redone my field. Instead of having the aisle over to one side, it's now in the middle. There are a few different reasons why I did this. I still wanted to have it divided into the thirds because yes, it does work much better for the horses for grazing, but I noticed that I had some problems with it. First off, this is all from the horses going along this one side to get into the field. You can see bare spots all the way. I'm not going all the way up into there. Didn't really like that because that could cause problems with erosion. And even though I'm not going to be here, I didn't want to leave that for whoever comes in next. And another thing is, anytime I needed to get into the back of the field, I had a choice between walking all the way over there, ducking under the wires, like I'm doing now. And I don't know how many times doing that, I got zapped. Even though the electric is only on at the top wire, I'd still get zapped sometimes because I'd just be too close. It was especially a problem if I was putting hay out in the back. So it's much easier for that. Another reason, getting in here with the mower was a bit difficult at times. Not so much because I didn't have enough room, but because I wanted to turn off the electric before coming in. I would get too close to where the pole was over there and have to back up. So don't have that problem now. Another thing is that it's really kind of narrow, and if I wanted to turn around in the aisle, I didn't have much room. It's much wider now. I have enough room to turn around in the aisle. It's not a problem. And the last thing that I did, it's most noticeable up over on this end. When I had the field set up before with it divided in half, I had so that I could unhook it to get into the field, and made it easier to mow along the fence. Well, I didn't have that. And no matter how I backed, no matter how I maneuvered, I just couldn't cut the grass over in here. The grass was really fairly tall. I put snaps on, and with the snaps on, I had no problem whatsoever now mowing in here. Now I'm not quite done. I still have to move 2 poles. This one has to get moved. It doesn't do me, it's not in the right spot there. Has to get moved down to here. And this one over here, if it only had been over just a few feet, I wouldn't have really had to move it. I would have just put the electric on the other side. It has to get moved down to here. And I'm going to have to get the tractor and the chain Mine disappeared. Somebody borrowed it and never put it back. I'm going to need that to pull out the grounding rod. For now, the electric is just hooked up to the electric in the field behind me. Oh, another thing that I do have to do is I didn't have quite enough of the wire. I'm going to have to get more of that. Some of the wire that I use is not the greatest. So when I get the new wire, I might just go ahead and replace the stuff that's really bad. Getting a lot of walking in this morning. Took the horses a little bit to get used to this. Last night, they couldn't quite figure out how to get in the field. I led Licorice until she realized where it was. Misty came running after her. Got at one point where the wires used to be. And she didn't jump high, but she did jump. For now, the electric, I tied into the electric from the neighbor's field. I did test it. It is working. Just a piece of fencing that I had that I didn't need to cut. One thing that I am going to be doing now, since I don't have, unless I'm riding all the way in the back, the whole field like that, I am going to be instead having to move ropes so that I can ride along one side or the other. If I have the horses in the middle field and I'm wanting to ride in the field, I'll be riding in the back. If I have them in the back field, I'll pick one side or the other and ride in that side. It'll be easier now for me to get the ropes down between the sides of the field, because admittedly, with as long as they were, I never went ahead and took one down because this wire just gets tangled up so easily. So didn't have to buy much. I did have to buy a couple of handles. I might have some someplace else. I just haven't found them. I had enough of the hooks. Just did some rearranging with some of them. And there you go. So as soon as I get a chance and I feel up to it, I'll be doing these posts, and hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you later.